Welcome to the daily insights that matter. Now, India's services activity recovered and rose to a 3-month high in the month of November as services firms benefited from strong demand and new business inflows rose at the quickest pace in the last 3 months. Now, as a result, the Services PMI released by credit rating agency S&P Global improved to print of 56.4 in the month of November from 55.1 in October. This was on the back of an expansion in output and job creation. With the November print of 56.4, the Services PMI has been in the expansion zone for the 16th consecutive month since August 2021, with the rate of expansion being the fastest since August 2022. Now, strong domestic demand and the expectation of the demand buoyancy continuing in the medium term promoted healthy job creation. Additionally, new orders from foreign businesses in November saw an uptick for the first time since the start of the pandemic in early 2020. Now, while the Services PMI has seen an expansion, the actual expansion was mellowed due to inflationary pressures. Now, while services companies across India reported higher operating expenses due to a substantial rise in the input costs, strong demand for services boosted the pricing power of the services firms, and more companies transferred the rise in the input costs to their consumers. The overall rise in input costs was sharp and changed little from October. However, output charges rose at the quickest rate in over 5 years. Now, the latest Services PMI numbers are encouraging on the whole, but the inflation trend is somewhat concerning and needs to be watched closely going forward. Now, to ramp up domestic battery manufacturing capacity and to reduce dependence on imports, the central government has started talks with a few lithium-rich countries to supply the mineral to Indian companies. Now, the Foreign Ministry has held meetings with the ambassadors of countries including Argentina, Chile and Bolivia amongst others to put forth its request. Now, India has to ensure sufficient supplies of lithium and other rare earth minerals required by the battery industry to ensure that its transition to electric mobility and greener energy is not hampered in any way. India has an estimated requirement of about 80,000 to 140,000 tons of lithium for the EVs in the next 2 to 3 years. Now, India is on the threshold of a new revolution. This time it is in the field of automobiles, with EVs becoming the flavor of the nation. In the last 2 years, there has been a stupendous growth in the number of EVs, that be two-wheelers, three-wheelers or four-wheelers on India's roads. And now almost all car makers are nursing EV dreams. Now, there is one common thread that binds all these dreams. That is the lithium-ion batteries or the Li-ion batteries, which will power all of these EVs. Now, lithium-ion batteries are the most important part of the EVs, accounting for almost 50% of the cost. The entire EV industry in India currently imports Li-ion cells needed for battery manufacturing. Now, it's a known fact that India is emerging as one of the big markets for EVs and will need locally manufactured cells to feed the growing demand for EVs. Therefore, the discussions with the lithium-rich countries is a step in the right direction, as it will help us become self-reliant on lithium-ion batteries. And all government-to-government talks will help companies looking to manufacture batteries locally to enter into long-term contracts with the suppliers overseas. So, what does all of this news mean for you? While inflationary pressures weighed in on the services sector's overall performance, strong demand aided the expansion. Going forward, the demand momentum is expected to sustain in the mid-term to near-term, while inflationary pressures need to be tracked very closely. This will therefore have an indirect positive impact on you for time being. Now, as India is currently an importer of Li-ion batteries, the government's move to have discussions with various lithium-rich countries to ensure sufficient supply of lithium and other rare earth minerals is a step in the right direction for domestic Li-ion manufacturers. Therefore, this will have an indirect positive impact on you as well. While I say this is Raj Mehta signing off, wishing you and your loved ones the very best. Thank you.
Did you like watching this video? Then download our app Informed Investor to watch more such informative and interesting videos.